Here the question is, if the amount of electric flux entering and leaving an enclosed surfaces respectively are phi1 and phi2, find the electric charge inside the surface. Now see, we consider a cylinder so that phi1 flux entering into the cylinder through surface S1 and flux phi2 leaving the cylinder through S2. We know for closed surfaces the direction of unit vector of area vector is perpendicular out of the plane of paper, and for open surface it depends on the direction of perimeter. See in figure the field lines entering into the cylinder through S1 and leaving the cylinder through S2. That is, the net flux of the cylinder is phi2 minus phi1. Now according to Gauss theorem, net flux, that is phi2 minus phi1, is equal to total charge enclosed by the cylinder divided by epsilon naught. Here if we consider that the total charge is q, then phi2 minus phi1 is equal to q by epsilon naught, that is q is equal to phi2 minus phi1 into epsilon naught, which is the answer of this required question. Now the question is, a charged ball B hangs from a silk thread S, which make an angle theta with a large charged conducting sheet P as shown in the figure. Find the surface charge density of the sheet. Let at point B the charge is Q. Therefore, the resultant force on this charge Q is QE, where E is the electric field produced by the charge sheet, and the direction of this force is given in the figure. If we consider the charge Q which is placed at point B, then we see that it experiences a tension in the upward direction which is given in the figure. Now, since the charge hanged by a thread and it makes an angle theta, therefore tension experienced by this charge has two components. One is T cos theta, which is in vertically upward direction, and another is T sin theta, which is horizontal, and the direction of this T sin theta is left direction. And this charge Q experiences a force due to gravity, which is in the vertically downward direction, which is equal to mg, where m is the mass of this charge Q. Therefore, from free body diagram we can write T cos theta is equal to mg, which is equation number 1, and T sin theta is equal to QE. Now the value of E at point B is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught, which is the expression of electric field due to a infinitely large charged sheet. Therefore, T sin theta is equal to Q into sigma by 2 epsilon naught, where sigma is the surface charge density of this sheet. Now by dividing equation 2 by equation 1, we get T sin theta by T cos theta is equal to Q into sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught whole divided by mg. Then we get tan theta is equal to Q sigma by 2 epsilon naught into mg. Therefore, sigma is proportional to tan theta. Here the question is, a charge capital Q is placed at each of the opposite corners of a square. A charge small q is placed at each of the other two corners. If the net electrical force on capital Q is 0, then find the ratio of capital Q and small q. Here we consider that the side of this given square is A. Now, applying Pythagoras theorem, we can get the length of the corner of this square. Therefore, applying Pythagoras theorem, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. That is, hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus height square. Therefore, AC is equal to root over of S square plus S square, where A is the side of this square. Therefore, AC is equal to A into root 2. Now the force on capital Q charge placed at point C due to small q charge, which is placed at point B, is K into small q into capital Q divided by S square whole into N1 cap, where N1 cap is the unit vector along the vertically downward direction. The direction is vertically downward because the force is repulsive in nature. Similarly, force on capital Q charge, which is placed at point C due to small q charge, which is placed at point D, is K into small q into capital Q divided by S square into N2 cap, where n2 cap is the unit vector towards right direction. This force is also repulsive in nature. Now the force on capital Q charge which is placed at point C due to the charge capital Q which is placed at point A is K into capital Q square divided by root 2A whole square whole into n cap, where n cap is the direction of unit vector which is shown in the figure above. This unit vector makes an angle 45 degree with force F1 or F2. The nature of this force is also repulsive. In the above equation, root 2A is the distance between capital Q charge which is placed at point A and the capital Q charge which is placed at point C. Therefore, AC is equal to root 2 into A. Now, the component of force F1 along F3 is F1 cos 45 degree because the angle between F1 and F3 is 45 degree, which gives K small q into capital Q divided by S square into 1 by root 2. Now, component of F2 force along F3 is F2 cos 45 degree, which gives K small q into capital Q divided by S square whole into 1 by root 2. Therefore, net force along the direction of n cap is F1 cos 45 degree plus F2 cos 45 degree plus F3. According to the question, the net force along n cap is 0. Therefore, F1 cos 45 degree plus F2 cos 45 degree plus F3 is equal to 0. Therefore, F1 cos 45 degree plus F2 cos 45 degree is equal to minus F3. After putting the values of F1 and F2, we have 2kq into capital Q divided by S square into root 2 is equal to minus k capital Q square divided by 2S square. Therefore, capital Q by small q is equal to minus 2 root 2, which is the required answer. Here, the question is 2 point charges plus 8q and minus 2q are located at x equal to 0 and x equal to L respectively. Find the location of a point on x-axis at which the net electric field due to these 2 point charges is 0. Here, since one charge is positive and another charge is negative, so the net field will never be 0 somewhere between the charges. So, the point of 0 field will be outside point on the line joining the charges, and since the magnitude of positive charge is greater than the negative charge, so the point of 0 field will be lie on positive x-axis after the charge minus 2q. Suppose the net field due to these charges will be 0 at point P, which is at a distance x from the charge minus 2q on positive x-axis. So, the electric field due to plus 8q charge at point P is E1 vector is equal to k into 8q divided by L plus x whole square whole into N1 cap, where N1 cap is the unit vector along the direction of field. Remember that to find the electric field we use a unit positive charge. So, the direction of field is towards right direction. Now, the field due to minus 2q charge at point P is E2 vector is equal to k into 2q divided by x square whole into N2 cap, where N2 cap is the unit vector towards left direction. The direction is left because the force is attractive in nature. Now the net electric field at point P due to these charges is E net vector is equal to E1 plus E2 vector. Now after putting the values of E1 and E2, we get E net vector is equal to 8kq divided by x plus L whole square into N1 cap plus 2kq divided by x square into N2 cap. Here N1 cap is equal to minus N2 cap because the direction of N1 and N2 is opposite to each other. Therefore, from the above equation, we get E net vector is equal to minus 8kq divided by x plus L whole square into N2 cap plus 2kq divided by x square whole into N2 cap. Therefore, E net vector is equal to 2kq whole into 1 by x square minus 4 divided by x plus n whole square whole into n2k. Therefore, the magnitude of E net vector is equal to 2kq whole into 1 by x square minus 4 divided by L plus x whole square. According to the question, the net field at P is 0. Therefore, E net is equal to 0. Therefore, 2kq whole into 1 by x square minus 4 by L plus x whole square is equal to 0. After calculating, we get x is equal to plus minus x by 2 plus L by 2. Therefore, either x is equal to plus x by 2 plus L by 2, which gives x is equal to L, nor x is equal to minus x by 2 minus L by 2, which gives a negative value, which is not possible because the point P lies on positive x-axis. Therefore, the net field will be 0 at a distance L from the charge minus 2q or at a distance 2L from the charge plus 8q or from x is equal to 0, that is from the origin. Here the question is, a charged oil drop is suspended in uniform field of 3 into 10 to the power 4 volt per meter, so that it neither falls nor rises. Find the charge on the drop. Take the mass of this charge is 9.9 into 10 to the power minus 15 kg and the value of acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square. Here in this question, the oil drop of mass 9.9 into 10 to the power minus 15 kg will neither falls nor rises. So we can say that the oil drop is in equilibrium. So from free body diagram we can write total upward forces is equal to total downward forces. Here the upward force is only electrostatic force, which is equal to QE, where E is the electric field, and the downward force is only the force due to gravity, which is equal to mg, where m is equal to the mass of this oil drop and g is equal to acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, we can write electrostatic force QE is equal to force due to gravity, which is equal to mg. Therefore, QE is equal to mg. Therefore, we get Q is equal to mg by E, which gives 3.3 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb. Therefore, the charge on this oil drop is equal to 3.3 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb. Here the question is, let rho r is equal to capital Q divided by pi into capital R to the power 4 whole into small r be the charge density distribution for a solid sphere of radius capital R, and total charge of the sphere is equal to capital Q. Find the field at point P inside the sphere, which is at a distance small r1 from the center of the sphere. Here in this question it is given that the charge density rho is the function of small r is equal to Q by pi into capital R to the power 4 into small r, where r is the radius of the solid sphere. So we have to find the electric field at a distance r1 from the center of the solid sphere. Now we consider a Gaussian surface of radius small r1. Therefore, total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is equal to volume integration rho into dV. Here we use calculus method because the charge density which is given in this question is a variable. Here dV is equal to 4 pi r square into dr. Therefore, volume integration of rho dV gives Q small r1 to the power 4 divided by capital R to the power 4. Now the question is how dV is equal to 4 pi into small r square into dr. See in the figure where we consider sphere of inner radius small r and thickness dr. Then the volume of the sphere is equal to area into thickness, which gives 4 pi r square into dr. Therefore, we can write dV is equal to 4 pi r square into dr. Always remember that the thickness dr is very small, that is dr tends to 0. Now, according to Gauss law, surface integration E dot ds is equal to total charge by epsilon naught. Therefore, surface integration E ds cos 0 degree is equal to q dash by epsilon naught. Therefore, surface integration E ds is equal to q dash by epsilon naught. Here, q dash is the amount of charge inside the sphere of radius small r1. Now, what is the value of q dash? Q dash is equal to q into small r1 to the power 4 divided by capital R to the power 4. After putting the value of q dash, we get the expression of electric field inside the solid sphere, which is at a distance small r1 from the center of the sphere, is capital Q into small r1 to the power 4 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into capital R to the power 4. Therefore, electric field E is equal to Q into small r1 to the power 4 whole divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into capital R to the power 4.